There is no part of the car market where competition is tougher than the compact prestige sector. Here, Europe's big three luxury car makers, Mercedes, Audi and BMW, meet head-on. The new Audi 80 has been designed from the outset to surpass its competitors in every aspect. Quality. TÜV, the German testing agency, recently stated that the best-built cars are Audis. But now, the new Audi 80 goes even further than the cars tested, ensuring long-term quality. Audi are the only car manufacturers, apart from Porsche, to offer new technology galvanized steel bodies. The Audi 80 owner should never have to worry about corrosion. Audi have also introduced new production methods, including the hand assembly of doors, bonnet, boot lid and wings. It all adds up to a precision-built car. Although the 80 is far shorter than the Audi 100, and indeed shorter than its predecessor, it achieves a class-best drag coefficient of 0.29. The low drag factor is achieved by the carefully designed aerodynamic silhouette, flush glazing, integrated bumpers, recessed screen wipers and door handles, and the faired-in mirrors. A low drag factor gives reduced fuel consumption, better performance, and a much quieter, refined driving environment. The dimensions of the new Audi 80 and its passenger space were a major design consideration. The new car needed to be more compact, but at the same time retaining its spacious interior. The new Audi 80 achieves just that, establishing its position as class leader for interior space with a generous seating area of 24 square feet. And with a class-leading comfort dimension, there is more legroom for front and rear seat passengers. The result, 4 adults can travel in supreme comfort with room even for a fifth. The cockpit-like interior and new dashboard design not only looks right, it is functional too. Everything is at hand, easy-to-use controls with clear and concise instrumentation. The luggage compartment is designed for maximum flexibility. The unique cantilever hinges lift the lid clear for loading and do not intrude into the load area. The boot space is adaptable, with a false floor concealing the mini spare wheel. Alternatively, the false floor can be removed completely and the spare mounted at the side. As a driver's car, the new 80 is without peer. The Audi chassis designers have long produced cars that inspire driver confidence. The new Audi 80 is no exception. With its longer wheelbase and wider track and fully independent suspension, the handling is agile, balanced and sporty, as well as being extremely comfortable. The Quattro version now has an automatic torsion differential, which is fully compatible with the anti-lock braking system. But if the performance and handling of the new car has found new excellence, then economy too has moved forward. The 4-cylinder 90 bhp 1.8-litre engine achieves 55 miles per gallon at 56 miles per hour, and the turbo diesel is even more thrifty, topping 67 miles per gallon at 56 miles per hour. Within the new Audi 80 lies a revolutionary safety system known as Procon 10. This stands for Programmed Contraction and Tension. Procon 10 will only activate during a major head-on collision. Stainless steel cables are routed within the car's frame and are connected to the gearbox at one end and the steering column at the other. The impact on the front end moves the engine and gearbox backwards, which in turn tightens the cables and draws the steering wheel away from the driver, avoiding possible injury and impact of the driver's head on the steering wheel. Milliseconds after the impact, cables attached to the seatbelt mechanism draw tight on the belt, restraining the driver and passengers from forward movement. Procon 10 requires no maintenance and lies dormant until needed. Hopefully never. The Audi 80 is the culmination of many Audi innovations. It holds within its character economy, speed, agility, and safety. It is a car where the sum of the parts add up to bring the most complete and totally designed car yet to the luxury compact class.
100% galvanized body. This is the new Audi 80. To make sure that its owners can enjoy their vehicles for a very long time, all body parts are made of fully galvanized steel sheets. Two things account for the protective effect of these steel sheets. Firstly, the corrosion rate of zinc is about 5 to 10 times slower than that of steel. Yet rusting can only set in when the zinc layer has been corroded away. Secondly, there is an electrolytic process that heals minor damages in a manner of speaking. Let's assume the zinc layer on the steel sheet has been injured by stone impact, for example. The moisture that enters will now cause the steel and the zinc to form a protective galvanic element. Experts refer to this process as the zinc consuming itself while the steel remains totally unaffected. It doesn't change at all. Very early on in the Audi 80's design, it was decided to make the body platform of one piece. So there would be neither folds nor seams that could be attacked by corrosion. However, the further processing and assembly of the galvanized body requires special care and perfect fit to make sure that the zinc layer on the steel remains completely intact. For optimum corrosion protection, it is also vital that no water or salt can adhere to folds and crimped edges. Such particularly endangered points are therefore bonded and additionally sealed with PVC. Cavities in places susceptible to corrosive attacks, like wheel arches and door pillars, are sealed with hot wax. The wax is distributed evenly on the surfaces within the cavities. And finally, Audi's very sophisticated paintwork is not just a matter of great looks. In a first step, the galvanized white body shell is degreased and rinsed in a combined spraying and dipping process. Then a zinc phosphate layer is applied. It serves as a base for the paintwork and as additional protection against rust infiltration. The quality of the final paintwork essentially depends on the quality of the primer. Therefore, our electrocataphoretic dip primer has been specifically developed to assure particularly intensive and reliable treatment on the endangered edges, folds, pillars and cavities. After the phosphate layer and the primer, a protective filler against stone impact is applied. It provides a flexible coat to protect against stone impact and thus largely prevents the chipping off of the top coat. There's just one objective behind all these efforts: to prolong the pleasure of driving an Audi. On the new Audi 80, we back this up with two convincing warranties: 3 years on the paintwork and 6 years against rust-through. Brilliant inventions usually have one thing in common: they are simple yet effective. This also holds true for the new Audi safety system called Procon 10. The basic idea of Procon 10 is to give people in a motor car optimum protection in the event of a frontal collision. Here's how Procon 10 works. The trunk of the driver is held down by the seat belt, while at the same time the steering wheel is pulled away from the driver's head and out of harm's way. This mechanical sequence is triggered by the deformation of the front portion of the car caused by the frontal impact that also pushes the engine and the gearbox towards the back. This backward movement tightens a steel rope running round the gearbox. As a result, the seat belts are pulled tight and the steering wheel is thrust forward. The tightening of the seat belts makes sure that the driver and the passengers are not thrown into the seat belts, but are effectively decelerated together with the car's body at a very early point in time. Numerous tests have shown Procon 10 to be a significant step towards improved passive safety in automotive engineering. So, Audi's Procon 10 safety system, which comes as an extra on all Audis, is not only a pretty obvious idea, it also has some pretty obvious advantages. Quattro is the formula for more motoring safety, also on the new Audi 80. What does this mean in practical driving terms? The first advantage, the drive forces are applied equally to both axles, which to a large extent prevents wheel spin. So you stay in permanent contact with the road surface. The second advantage, the Audi retains its directional stability, can corner faster, and has additional safety reserves. The third advantage, the new Audi will never get stuck, not even on sandy ground. In extreme cases, just use the differential lock. It disengages softly as soon as the Audi's speed exceeds 20 km/h. And the fourth advantage, little or no wheel spin, means reduced tire slip, which in turn means reduced tire wear. Now, what's the new Torsen differential got to do with all this? Well, it is the very heart of the four-wheel drive, distributing as it does the drive forces to the front and rear axles. In doing so, the new Torsen differential can perform several tasks at the same time. Like before, it distributes the drive forces to the front and rear axles at a 50-50 ratio. But additionally, it can also modify this ratio, and it does so automatically depending on the needs and the dynamics of the driving situation. It locks, if necessary, without the driver lifting a finger. This guarantees powerful propulsion and propulsion stability in every situation. RPM differences between the axles are compensated for. This prevents the grinding of the tires. And since there is no need for manual locking, driving comfort and driving safety are clearly increased. Operating errors, as they may occur on a manually locked differential, are completely eliminated. The Torsen differential also permits differences in RPM between individual wheels. This makes it possible to control the brake power on each wheel, which in turn means that the installation of an anti-lock braking system is feasible without restrictions. Thus, the Torsen differential has made the fascinating Quattro technology that little bit more exciting and that little bit more reassuring at the same time.